Browlift surgery is a very interesting part of my practice. Indeed, having done this now for 20 years and strictly done faces, I've evolved from decade to decade, year to year, in learning how to do a brow lift and make it look natural. The old saying is you can teach somebody pretty quickly how to do the old-fashioned brow lift, where they make an incision from ear to ear and simply pull the skin down and pull it straight back up. Well, that's how most doctors do that procedure in the United States, and indeed that's how I was originally trained, how to do a brow lift. The problem with that approach is we don't age in the forehead straight down. And if you take that approach, the only lift you can get is straight up. And that's how you get people that look a little bit surprised after their procedure. And indeed, that's just not a natural way to look. So the trick to doing a good brow lift is to learn how to do the surgery and move the brows in the correct plane. As we age, we move medially and inferiorly. So the goal of a good endoscopic brow lift is to move the brows laterally and superiorly, at least in a female. In a male, the trick is to learn how to move the mid-head of the brow superiorly without raising the lateral part of the brow extensively, because that feminizes the brow. So how do we do that? Well, what we do is we make small incisions in the scalp versus large incisions. And the small incisions allow us to put in an endoscope. And an endoscope is nothing more than a camera on a metal tube about the size of my pen. Using that camera, it allows me to release the brows in an artistic fashion. And by that I mean, in some patients we release the medial head of the brow, and in some patients we release the lateral head of the brow. In some patients we release the whole brow. So the amount of release is dependent on what we find in the patient. Once we release the brow, we release the forehead and the scalp back in a circular fashion. And using a technique of endotine fixation, it allows us to move the brow, and as I said before, not superiorly, but superiorly and laterally, thus giving a brow that looks very natural and not overdone.